begging you, and this is our friend Lauren Elizabeth, again, who is a friend of the show.
Oh, God.
But Reefer Bongness, we've got Roar in the Roar Medias. But our friend Lauren Elizabeth, she put out a fun article that really went viral. I know Ryan Knight shared it, and some other people who don't normally share Lauren's stuff, and I'm happy to see her get some notoriety and some recognition and some sunlight. Everybody go to Lauren's. I'm gonna put up the link in the Substack afterwards. You'll be able to go and find this link, but definitely it's like xlauren-mx .medium.com, but you'll see. Anyway, please stop donating money to the Democratic Party, and of course we've got our wonderful. I gotta get that off my screen. All right, so in a matter of weeks, we know the right to privacy and, of course, her own bodily autonomy will be gone in almost half the states in the country. And as June and seemingly the now inevitable overturning of Roe poaches along with it, she finds herself struggling with to find the words to express just how deeply and despicably the Democratic Party has failed not only their voters, but this country overall. Every single day, it hits her on a new level just how drastically their failure to codify Roe versus Wade into law is going to impact people. And again, I'm so glad people are waking up to the horrors of the Democratic Party. To be clear, she should begin by saying that she obviously does not discourage people from voting, nor is she in any way attempting to undermine the GOP's role in all of this. That's fine. Of course, they're the party that's waged this war. They're the party that's decided the government has a right to determine what happens within a universe. That's correct. They're the ones that are bringing the lawsuits. They've decided that zygotes and embryos must be carried to term while having no plans or protections in place for children or their parents that might make life easier for them once the kids are born. Right? But make no mistake, the Democratic Party and its leadership are absolutely complicit in all of this. Yes, somebody. I'm so glad she's waking up. And it's not that she's just waking up. She's been saying this for a while. However frustrating it may be for their liberal loyal voters to hear this, we have an obligation to address the fact that their frustration doesn't make it any less true. In April 2009, with a supermajority for the Democratic Party and after campaigning on codifying Roe v. Wade into law, Barack Obama said it wasn't a priority, and she links to that in her article. And that in 2016, Hillary Clinton picked an anti-choice Democrat, Tim Kaine, as her running mate. And right now, they could end the filibuster in the Senate to ensure there's access to abortion and reproductive health care across the country. Now, I personally disagree with the idea of ending the filibuster for a lot of reasons, mostly because they're about to lose the House and possibly the Senate. Why would you give up the chance to stop any legislation from being sent to the president? It's again, they're football. They play to lose. And for those saying that they can't, are we really expected to believe that Mitch McConnell wouldn't find a way to get what he wanted? Of course. Instead, as always, they're going to give us theater. Correct. Schumer will hold a vote doomed to fail. They'll continue on as though we shouldn't expect anything more. What do they care, after all, regardless of what happens? Anyone privileged enough to be within their circles will have access to abortion. Why would multimillionaires like Nancy really feel the need to fight when she can fly a granddaughter off to Paris for an abortion if it came down to it? And it's not just Nancy Pelosi. It's and again, it's not even flying off to. They'll have a private doctor flown into the United States, even if it's made illegal, and the rules don't apply to them. The day after Roe v. Wade decision was leaked, okay, and it still has not been released. It is still a leak. They can still change it, and based on the outrage and the amount of coverage that they've had, and the way that they were able to change the narrative and distract people from certain things that were happening elsewhere in the world, they just may. The day after Roe was leaked, the decision was leaked, the pre-decision, whatever they want to call that. One of the most powerful Democrats in the House, Jim Clyburn, where was he? Down in Texas campaigning for Henry Cuellar, who's the lone anti-choice Democrat in the House. And he's got a formidable challenger who almost won last time, who is who is pro-choice, who is definitely well to the left of Henry Cuellar, but they have this thing where they're going to support incumbents no matter what, even if there's a better challenger. So Henry's going to get their support, and that's what the leadership all did. And it wasn't just Clyburn. It was also Nancy Pelosi, and it was also Steny Hoyer. All three of the leadership were down there supporting him. Let's call it for what it is. Frankly, arguably, nothing should crystallize more to the American people how little our lawmakers really care than this moment. Obviously, that goes for both Republicans and Democrats. Should we use the line from our old friend who we don't really quote anymore? Go ahead.
Well, which one? Which line?
The dude who's now smoking crack.
I'm trying to remember the line from that one.
Both Republicans suck, Johnson. Both parties. Sorry, I just screwed up the line. It's both parties suck, Johnson. Sorry, everybody.
Both parties do suck.
Both parties suck, Johnson. So I beg you, please, beg you, stop donating to the Democratic Party.
Yeah, I'm not begging anymore. Y'all do what you want. I ain't doing shit.
Well, no, we've long stopped, but this is a plea to everybody else out there, to every shitlib, but every liberal, to every Republican, to everyone, every anti-Trumper. Stop sending your resources to Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Joe Biden, or organizations like the DCCC.
Stop sending them to politicians in general.
Right. Well, that's what she's saying. That's what she's saying. Don't send your hard-earned money to politicians who have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that they're viewing this devastating historic decision that affects tens of millions of people as nothing more than a fundraising opportunity. And every single one of them did it. Look, how many emails did I get from Raphael Warnock, who's supposed to be one of the most left senators in the Senate now? Every other day,
mutual aid
6 times a day. Nice, everybody hanging on the Rockfin, love it. Keep going to the Rockfin.
Yeah. How about
mutual aid? What? They don't know what mutual aid is.
Yeah. How about I don't know, like actual charity, like legitimate.
Democrats,
ask your neighbor if they need something.
Only if it's a tax write-off for Democrats, for corporate Democrats at least. There are. You've got again, Shama Sawant is an independent, and that's what we say. Labels are bad, stay independent. So then again, don't send your hard-earned money to politicians. Again, they would literally rather lose to a Republican than have a progressive win. Yep, 100%, all day long. All right, they won't even end the filibuster for this issue alone again because they know it opens the door for other legislation when they're out of excuses not to do the bidding of their corporate donors. Right. But again, I disagree with her premise and her notion to end the filibuster because it's going to come back to bite them in every way, shape, and form. And that makes literally simple majority rule in every case. And Mitch McConnell is absolutely ruthless, and he will hammer home stuff through. And we'll probably have a Republican president in 2 years, and it'll be a nightmare. Even with Joe Biden in office, he'll make deals with Mitch McConnell because they're buddies all day long. So again, why send your money to them when there are so many better ways it can be spent? Online resources pointing to organizations and networks that can help people get access to abortions, right? Why not donate to them? Why not send money to strike funds for workers organizing for their workplaces? Totally agree. The list of better, more productive alternatives is endless. And Reef just named another one, right?
Yep.
Mutual aid. I know there are loyal Democratic voters who are as frustrated by circumstances as she is. No matter how much she might vehemently disagree with them on a wide variety of issues, her problem is not with them. Welcome to our world, Lauren, and I love you to death. And again, I admire your work so much, and I've been a big fan and supporter, and I will continue to be. And I know that your problem is not with these voters necessarily. It's because they've been propagandized and MSNBC'd and TYT'd into thinking Democrats good, Republicans bad, when we all know that that's just not the case. Both parties suck, Johnson. Okay, so
parties suck, Johnson.
Okay, TM, shout out to the original owner Tim Black on that one. I'm not going to steal his line. All right,
I will. No, you don't deserve it anymore.
Well, whatever. I'm not going to go there. I don't steal. That's
what I'm here for.
I don't Carlos Mencia, Amy Schumer steal people's work. Come on. All right.
Yeah. He ain't gonna do it no more.
I lovingly impersonate when I need to, or I credit when I use their lines. So nothing will improve until we
party
stop.
suck, Johnson.
That's right.
Fucking what?
This needs to be a moment where we set differences aside, sit down, and have a dialogue with each other. Nothing will improve until we do. They don't want it to improve. That's what we don't. That's what, again, I think she's still working on. And of course, if someone finds a specific candidate they want to support, then do so. Okay, but keep that money away from the deep triple C. Congress alone will not save us. All we have are our communities and each other. Organize and fight back. That's the other reason. Organize. Organize. This is where you find Lauren Elizabeth. She's on Medium. She's a writer and a leftist. She's pretty good. You know, she's done pretty well on here. Again, 13,000 followers, published on this dialogue and discourse section. But it's Lauren Elizabeth, and here you go, at xlauren_mx on Twitter, and you can find her stuff over there. But she's awesome. Big fan of hers. And we DM occasionally, so hopefully, Lauren, hope that I wasn't too brutal, but I you know, it's okay that we disagree on strategy here, but we can talk about it. I'd love to talk to you about it sometime. All right, so that's our next story down, and no more donating and no more talking about Democrats. I'm done talking about electoral politics. Sorry, everybody, that was brutal.
Yay!
All right, I'm done. All right. So here we go. Extra booyah. We got Warren in the chat. We got Dingo in the chat, both on Rockfin and over on YouTube. Thank you for being there. Cynic girl. Cynic, how are you? Good to see you. Everybody's good. Everybody's here. You ain't gonna make the institution work for you. That I agree. Voting makes no difference. The state will continue to view you as their subject, regardless of how young and cute or old and ghoulish the people that are part of it. This isn't weed money. This is production money. I am independent producer now. Crown me so I can rule you. Oh boy, oh fuck. We now have to make Shadow Band a co-producer, or at least an associate producer. Son of a bitch.
What, we're gonna let corporate takeover happen? Yeah, nope.
He dropped another $2 super raise, so oh man, we're getting to the point where he's starting to really become a show supporter.
You're just letting direct corruption happen. He
did call me a hoe in chat to start. So
right, this is not what do we look like? This is not the place, sir. You have to respect the ladies, sir.
See, we got the bouncer here to keep everybody normal. I'm just too nice.